There comes a moment in life when something shifts. For years, you've been the one they ran to, their protector, their guide, the one who gave everything. But now, something's different. Maybe they talk over you. Maybe they roll their eyes when you share advice. Maybe they even treat you like a burden, and it hurts, deeply. But here's the truth. Getting angry won't fix it. Begging won't change it. And staying silent will only make it worse. Today, I'm going to share 6 powerful things you can do if your children have stopped respecting you. These are simple changes, not fights, not guilt trips, but real shifts that will change how they see you. Stay with me until the end, because the last one might just be the most important. Let's get started. Action 1. Stop chasing their approval. One of the most common mistakes parents make, especially as they get older, is trying too hard to keep their children happy. You say yes when you want to say no. You change your plans to fit theirs. You hold back your opinions just to keep the peace. You do all this hoping they'll notice, hoping they'll be grateful, hoping it will bring you closer. But here's the hard truth. The more you chase their approval, the less they respect you. Respect doesn't come from always giving in. It comes from self-respect. If you keep showing them that your needs come second, they'll start to believe it and treat you that way. Let me tell you about Margaret. She was strong and independent when she was younger, but as her kids grew up, she started giving them control. She let them decide everything. She stayed quiet when they spoke down to her. Why? Because she just wanted to keep the family together. But instead of unity, what she got was silence. Her children stopped seeing her as a strong voice in their lives. They started seeing her as someone who would always bend. So if your children don't respect you, don't demand it. Just stop acting like you need it. Say no when you mean it. Speak your mind, even if they don't like it. Because the moment you respect yourself again, they will start to respect you too. Action 2. Don't argue. Lead by example. When your children speak to you with disrespect, your first instinct might be to argue, to remind them of all the things you've done, to try to win back their respect with words. But let me ask you something. When was the last time you changed someone's mind by arguing? Respect isn't earned through yelling. It's earned through how you carry yourself. If you respond to their disrespect with anger, all you're doing is showing them they've got power over your emotions. I knew a man named Frank. He had been a teacher his whole life, respected by students and colleagues. But at home, his grown kids ignored him, rolled their eyes when he gave advice, and laughed at his concerns. At first, Frank fought back. He argued. He tried to prove he still mattered, but it only made things worse. Then one day, he stopped fighting. He stopped trying to force respect. Instead, he listened. He spoke calmly. He didn't raise his voice, and he didn't let them push his buttons. And slowly, they noticed. They started seeing him not as someone who was desperate for their attention, but as someone solid, strong, grounded. If your children don't respect you, don't yell louder, stand taller, speak with quiet confidence. Let your presence do the talking, because when you show them what respect looks like, they'll follow your lead. Action 3. Don't rely on them for emotional support. It's natural to want love from your children, to want to feel needed, to want them to call, to visit, to say, "I love you." But here's the thing. The moment they feel like you need them to feel happy, the balance shifts. Suddenly, instead of love, they feel pressure. Instead of closeness, they feel guilt. And slowly, they pull away. Take Helen, a sweet, caring mother who gave everything to her kids. As they got older and busier, she found herself waiting by the phone. When they didn't call, she called them. A lot. She'd say, "I miss you, and why don't you come visit more?" But instead of bringing them closer, it pushed them away. They started seeing her as a burden instead of a blessing. So one day, Helen made a change. She stopped chasing. She stopped calling first. She picked up new hobbies, made new friends, took care of herself. And then, something amazing happened. Her kids started calling more, visiting more, respecting her time more. Why? Because she wasn't clinging. She was living. The less you depend on your children for happiness, the more they'll value your presence. Action 4. Set clear boundaries. People, especially family, will treat you the way you allow them to. If you let your children talk down to you, dismiss your opinions, or walk all over you, they will keep doing it. Not because they don't love you, but because you've never told them it's not okay. Robert, a retired businessman, was used to being respected in the office. But at home, his grown children interrupted him, laughed at his ideas, and brushed off his concerns. At first, he said nothing. He thought, it's not worth the fight. But one day, he decided enough was enough. When his son interrupted him, he calmly said, "I'll speak when you're ready to listen." When his daughter rolled her eyes, he said, "You don't have to agree with me, but I expect respect." And when they crossed the line again, he followed through. "If you can't treat me with respect, we won't be spending time together." It wasn't easy. At first, they pushed back, but over time, they got the message, and they started treating him differently. Setting boundaries isn't about being harsh. It's about saying, "I value myself, and I expect you to value me too." Action 5. Don't keep giving when they don't appreciate it. Parents are givers. That's what we do. We give our time, our money, our energy, our love. But here's the danger. When you give too much to someone who doesn't appreciate it, you don't earn more love. You build entitlement. They stop seeing your help as a gift. They start expecting it. And when you finally stop, they get mad. Not because you did too little, but because you did too much for too long. George was a father who always showed up. Need money? He gave it. Need help moving? He was there. Need advice? He offered it. But over time, his children stopped saying thank you. They expected more. And when he finally needed help, they weren't there. That's when he made a change. He stopped offering before they asked. He stopped giving when they didn't appreciate it. And he started saying no. At first, they were confused, even angry. But eventually, they started noticing. They started thanking him again. They started respecting his time. Because now, they saw his help as a choice, not a guarantee. Your kindness should be appreciated, not expected. And if it's not, it's okay to pull back. Action 6. Build a life without them at the center. Here's the most powerful thing you can do to regain your children's respect. Live your life. Not just for them, not through them, but for you. It's easy to build your whole world around your kids, to make their happiness your purpose. But the truth is, people admire those who have their own passions, their own routines, their own joy. Eleanor, a widow in her 70s, spent years trying to stay close to her kids. She called often, gave advice, checked in daily, but it started pushing them away. Then, she made a different choice. She joined a book club, traveled with friends, volunteered, laughed more, lived more. And guess what? Her kids started calling again, visiting, asking for her advice. Why? Because she wasn't waiting around for them anymore. She was living a full life. When you stop orbiting around your children, they'll start gravitating toward you. Final thoughts? You can earn their respect again. If your children have started treating you with less kindness, less respect, less care, don't let it break you. You don't have to fight. You don't have to beg. You don't have to shout. You just have to change your approach. Stop chasing their approval. Lead by example. Let go of emotional dependence. Set and protect your boundaries. Don't give without appreciation. Build a life full of purpose and joy. Because respect doesn't come from what you say. It comes from who you are. When you live with dignity, confidence, and peace, they'll see it. And in time, they'll return the respect you deserve. If this message resonated with you, Let us know in the comments. What action will you take starting today? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. Your support helps us keep creating content that inspires and uplifts. Thank you for being here. You deserve love, you deserve peace, and you absolutely deserve respect. We'll see you in the next video.